So we're in live. We're in live. Thank you for viewing a special edition of Man Talk in the Barbershop. We get into discussions that affect man in every aspect. Tonight we have a special guest, and like I said, this is a special edition. Rotimi, welcome to Bermuda.
Thank you, brother.
It's an honor to meet you, first of all. I stated earlier that series power, that it speaks for itself.
Thank you.
Take us back from whence you came. How this all started for you?
Oh, okay. We got a little time. I mean, for me, born and raised in Maplewood, New Jersey. First generation Nigerian. Mom and dad came to America 25 years old. And since I was 3-4 years old, I was enamored by music. I've been singing since I was a baby. And the funny thing is, Nigerian parents really don't support creativity often. But in my case, my mom is a prayer warrior. So when she was pregnant with me in the womb, she said that Bob Marley had come to her in a dream and said, "Your son will finish my legacy." So at that point, when I started singing, she heard me singing in the shower. She was like, "Oh, this is what he's supposed to do." And so after that, 6 months later, she had me as a wedding singer. I had just turned 4 years old, and I was a wedding singer, singing all through Philadelphia, New York, Connecticut. And that was when I fell in love with just performing. Got older and just honed my skills, honed my craft, and fell in love with, just the process. And then got in a group of Jay-Z's nephews when I was in high school, and then that honed my ability to perform. Jay-Z had us performing, in his living room for like a good year and a half, honing our skills. Graduated high school, went to college, struggling artist. And then once I graduated, and then I started trying to find work or something. And my manager at the time was like, "Yo, you should get into acting, man. You should do a commercial or something, because you're very natural in front of a camera whenever you do a music video." So do that, and then I get in, and then no agency wanted to take me because I had no resume. But a small boutique agency took me in, and at that point she took me in and said, "You're natural." And so then she set me up for audition, and I booked my first audition. So that's kind of how I got thrown into acting. It wasn't a plan. It was just a struggling artist living in Chicago trying to get money. Went in to get a commercial, ended up booking a TV series. I did that for 2 years. The show got canceled. It's called Boss, with featuring Kelsey Grammer, co-starring Kelsey Grammer. Focused on music for a while. The best thing I ever did was put my money away from that show, and my dad gave me about $20,000 of my money to figure things out before the next job. And when I was about to lose it all, bet on myself, stayed in a motel in LA. And at that time, there was a show called Power that was looking for a character named Dre. And at the time, there was about 10,000, people going for the role. And I was staying in a motel, man, for 3 weeks, and ended up, with betting on myself, ended up obviously booking it and moved to New York. Signed a contract with Power, did that, killed it, did what we had to do. And then 50 during that time offered me a record deal because he heard my music. Separate from Power, he was like, "Man, I love your sound. I love what you're doing. You're this generation's Jamie Foxx if we do it the right way, or better and better." And yeah, so he took his chance on me, and then we did that. And in the midst of having one of the biggest TV shows in the world, ended up having 2 of the biggest records in the world as well, with Love Rhythm and In My Bed, which, In My Bed's platinum at this point in time, and Love Rhythm is gold, on its way to platinum. So it's been a journey, It's been a very journey. I try to give as fast as I can, from the beginning, but, it's been a journey, man.
I want to ask you about that role with Ghost
Yeah.
and Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
They had you doing some pretty shady.
Yeah.
Your character was quite shady.
Yeah. What about it?
How you got through
How I got through it?
it? Acting is acting.
Oh, it's doing my job, brother. It's just doing my job and making sure that the people feel it. It's if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna be the best at it. So if they wanted me to be the biggest villain on TV, I'm gonna be the best villain on TV. And so that's what they asked. I gave it to them.
Which put you on the map, would you say? The singing or the acting?
Well, obviously, Power gave me a platform, because I was able to meet 50. And meeting 50 gave me my first record deal. So because of Power, it allowed people to say, yo, who is this kid? Who is this guy? So by doing my job as an actor, it made people Google and say, yo, what's his name? Who is he from? Where is he from? I've never seen him before. And with 50 believing in me and having music out simultaneously, it made people say, oh, he does music as well. So it was happening at the same time.
What would you say to some of the Bermudian young teenagers? What talent that they have to encourage them?
To encourage them? I think it's very difficult. I mean, to encourage them, I think just build a team. Have first and foremost, you have to have belief in yourself. You know what I mean? In today's time, everybody thinks they're an artist. Everybody thinks they're an actor. Everybody thinks they're a rapper. So you got to figure out what differentiates you. But at the same time, you have to 100% believe in yourself, and you have to work harder than everybody else. You can't fear anything. You know what I'm saying? When somebody calls you out and says, yo, can you do this? You say yes, and you body it. You have to separate yourself. So anytime that your number's called, you have to deliver. And then also build a team that believes in you ferociously, the same as you believe in yourself. Because if you look in and you see another dog in him, that means you're going to be a powerful situation. Man, shout out to my team, Punch, Justin, Dom, that are out here with me. But yeah, man, it's about having success within self, success around you. And if you're spiritual, man, you have to believe in, you don't have to, but I encourage that you believe in God, because that'll change a lot of things for you, man. So that will alleviate a lot of spiritual warfare that, holds you back from winning,
Yeah, if I can just add to this, since having to meet with these guys and them being in Bermuda, I've been doing promotions and assisting with people doing events for a good long time, and I will say the energy that I receive from, having people like Punch here, with Timmy here, is not normal energy. And what I like, is since I've been talking with Punch in the last 3 weeks, man, this man has educated me even so much. He's a life coach, he's an inspirer, he's a motivator, and this is a man, I give you so much respect, Punch, man. You encourage me to keep doing what I'm doing with what we're doing on this platform right here, inspiring, man, and having you even want to come on board with us and help give some insight and some inspiration to our man in Bermuda. I appreciate you guys with this, sir. Punch, man, would you like to say anything, man? Because you got so much knowledge as well, and you got so much to share to help even encourage people.
What's the question? I got commentary. We got it.
Who's Punch?
Yes.
Who's Punch? Punch is a creative director at the present moment. Is a manager of, in my opinion, probably the most well-rounded, talented R&B singer, Afrobeat artist, just everything in the blender in the world at the moment. Rotimi. I'm a DJ, songwriter, producer. I know people just say these things really, really rapidly, but I've written some of the biggest, co-written some of the biggest rap records we've probably heard coming out of New York. They give me credit for helping discover and help put people on the map. I've been a part of a lot of winning situations. I was tour DJ, manager, creative director, Young M.A., designer. Sometimes favorite, sometimes the worst. I'm the one who found and developed the whole 6ix9ine shit and really, really put the shit up while it was still honorable. Free all of the guys that got mixed up in that, not even trying to lean too heavily on that. Pop Smoke's from my neighborhood, really, really loud voice on that. Just so much things. I'm from Canarsie, Brooklyn, born and raised. So everything. And then me and Ro knew each other just from being in the clubs in New York and just really going crazy out there. developing a relationship. I was like a pretty lit DJ, was a pretty lit singer. We both weren't at the top of our games at that point, but we were standing with each other. And then when he obviously got on the power, and then I was head of digital for everything over with 50 Cent at This Is 50. I was the creative director of This Is 50. I was the lead personality for the interviews. I got, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 million views on YouTube. I don't know. This is, who don't know? You know? There's 100 and something interviews. We've done some of the biggest first interviews and everything. And just being a loud voice in the culture. And then my whole thing, my position, I think, you know, grow up in gang culture in Brooklyn. It was so prevalent, you know, from my neighborhood. And a lot of my friends are infamous. That's a very they're infamous. And it's not great to be like that. But a lot of my closest friends are in jail. Some of them for life. Some of them are in indictments. Free all of the Treyways, free the GS9, free everybody from the hundreds. Like, there's a lot of my friends that are in jail for very long times from getting mixed up in gang, crime, shootings, robbery, murder, everything that you could imagine. Some by force, some by just making bad, terrible decisions. So I've been very, very, very close at an eye level of what was going on in the streets. So when I stepped into rap, a lot of rappers took a lot of guidance from me because they look at me as one of them. And I've been blessed with the ability to articulate at a pretty high level and be able to talk to gang at the most fluid level and can raise the vocabulary at like a drop of a dime. So I guess that's who punches. And then like I don't know, a life coach, media personality, motivator. I do a lot of stuff.
You spoke about gang culture.
Yeah.
What might you say to an individual that's in that wants to get out? Or how do you get out? And I know there's difference between New York, Brooklyn, than what we're experiencing here in Bermuda.
I think that it's impossible to get out of gang culture until you understand that there's more to life than what your surroundings are. So I think and this is coming from somebody who's been very close to it, you know. I think what people have to understand and gather in their brain is that no matter what they believe is their life, there's drastically more. And Google is your friend, and experiences. And I mean, we're in Bermuda right now. You know, me and my brothers, we're here. We're literally in Bermuda. We were in my house yesterday, and 2 days ago we were in Belize. You get what I'm saying? 2 days ago we was in Mexico the same way too. Like, our life is very unrealistic. So it's nearly, I look at younger me and the shit that used to allure me when I was young. It's unbelievable because I believe that the 30 blocks that I lived on, the 30 this way, the 30 that way, that was like, nigga, we're lit. We're lit. But when you really grasp how much world there is, just world, how much, I mean, you want to know what really got me out of it, to be very real, was women, to be authentic. I'm not going to sell a cool, amazing thing. It was the allure of newer girls and be like, wow, there are other girls that aren't, what's up? Like, I was like, oh, they're nice, they're delicate in other towns. Oh shit, let me go to other towns and see different parts of New York and go to Long Island and go to Queens and just go to different things, because you start to believe that your world is the world. That's the most dangerous thing to all street culture in every neighborhood, in every island, in every country, is to believe that your world is the world. It's not. The world is enormous. You know, and I'll say this one thing, and it's not particularly about gang culture, it's just about life. One time I was talking to I was with a rapper who was up and coming. I was at the radio station. Shout out DJ Enough. And I'm not going to say who it was, but it was a very big executive at Hot 97. And the rapper was like, yo, I'm popping, man. Y'all not playing me. And he said, why do you think you should be played? And the rapper said, yo, I'm one of the hottest rappers in Flatbush, which is a part of Brooklyn. And the exec said, okay, let's take your exact thing as a fact. So you are the hottest rapper in an area that's in Brooklyn, which is a fifth of New York City, which is only a fragment of New York State, which is only a 13th of the Northeast, which is only a part of the East Coast, which is only a piece in North America, which is only a third or fourth of the whole continent, which is 1/7 of the world. And then you like, are you serious? It'll remind you of how small of a dot of worlds that we believe is our world this really is. It's like there's so much more to accomplish It wasn't to knock him down. It was like, bro, you might be the most popping guy from that neighborhood, but please be clear. Like, you can zoom out.
Broaden your horizon, broaden your mind.
And I think that that's the easiest, to get back to your core question and not to overtalk it, but that's the easiest way to step away, is understanding that there is another step. Yeah.
Join in.
So like,
Yeah, Jay.
no, because I wanted to ask him right now, like, in the position that you are right now, right? Coming from where, you grew up to and things of that nature. So, you had like first-hand experience of both sides in a sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Where was the middle where it is you tapped in, you was like, you know what? This ain't enough for me. Like, I want more.
When it happened?
And like, say like when you were still coming up as a young boy,
Yeah.
still around, or your gang like friends, or I wouldn't say gang like your brothers, in a sense, like, feel me?
You say what it is.
Yeah, but I call them brothers.
I
Feel me? Because in the moment, it's just your brothers in the moment. Feel me? It's not until like the public eye looks at you as a gang, because you're a crowd. So around your brothers, like. So with that being said, when was it like you say, I'm gonna take what I'm doing serious and like be something with this, sir? Or did you know from like young, this is what you always want to do, like?
I guess in the most simplistic way, it wasn't about it developing in my mind as something like, oh, let's go do something. I always knew I wanted to do it, but it was when I recognized that there was just more to it. Because then what starts to happen is that if you really got the glow, I can put you in the middle of Chicago in America and someone gonna be like, yo, you're lit. Like, if you got the glow, you got the glow. Wherever they put my bro, is the glow is gonna shine. So what happened was that I got lucky enough to be put in different environments, not too far, but just like in New York, you've heard of Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Harlem. You've heard of the normal. That's the parts of New York City. But there's another part called like Long Island. It's very suburban, well, majority. You get what I'm saying? There's hoods over there too, but it's way different. And I went out there and saw colleges and different types of, like I said, it was just that. But then when you start to see it, you go, it's real. Then they start to like you and go, oh, other people like me. And then it just grows. I think if anybody tries to make it seem like it's a snap, it's a lie. It's a small growth of having a battle rap contest and smoking somebody and doing 2 of them and doing 3. And then you got so lit at battle rap that they let you open up a show. Then you open up a show. Then you do 2, 3 shows. Now you open up the concert at the college. Then you do that. And then all of a sudden now you open it at the club. That's what I'm saying. If anybody be like, I let hit the switch, they be pump faking. They want their story to sound fast. Mine wasn't fast. It was a lot of transitions. When we joke and go, life coach, media, personality, producer, songwriter, these were all times that now I can go, yes, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. But these are all things. You get what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, he was super accomplished his whole life. Actor, writer, singer, songwriter, and then now is dad, new bullet point. That's what happens in life. So we just going to keep adding as it goes, bro. So I think the realest thing that I say, it's not like one point happened. And I say this to my team all the time, I don't miss shots. That's why I won. I didn't miss shots. So when God, the universe, angels, anything lined it up for me to get a shot, I knocked that shit down. That's how I became who I became. So when someone said, yo, I got a meeting, I didn't go, yo, shorty butt is big, let me stay in the crib. I'm being real. I didn't say, damn, my man's want to play basketball. Yo, so-and-so want to go to the club. I was at the meeting. And I was there 20 minutes early. And I stayed as long as I could until they kicked me out. I didn't miss shots. That's what the reality is.
So like, getting back to like, the game was in a sense, that's what you guys really like talking about in there in a sense. Like, you know, as far as solutions and things that they should be game wise. So knowing that they got like brothers in like jail or brothers still involved or brothers even like succeeded and came on that lifestyle right there, like if you was to go back to like one of your areas right now, like what would you really and honestly speak, like talk to them about like, as far as giving them guidance, like what can you like speak on them or put them to them to where it's like, you know, it's more to life than what you're living in. Because, you know, man, you're caught up and you're young at age, it's kind of hard to see, like, out of the view. Like, you look down the straight stretch, you ain't gonna see so far. And everything gets smaller and smaller. So, like, some people start losing belief that they could get over right there. So, how can you come back to the game violence and then, like, have a, like, what would you tell them as far as, like, next step or, like, pushing them to?
I'll give an easy thing and then roll at whatever you want. I'm going to be real. The best thing, shout out to my brother Wallow. You know, Wallow 267 is really big. Shout out to Gilly. Rest in peace to Gilly's son, you know what I mean, Cheese, that was my dog, who just got lost to gang violence. But I used to have this convo with Wallow almost every single day. And Wallow's a known super big motivator. Everybody knows Wallow. But the convo that me and Wallow used to have was, I think people neglect how easy a simple task is. So what's the neighborhood you from?
Camp Hill.
What?
Camp Hill South.
Camp Hill South.
South side Camp Hill.
Oh, South. So watch this, right? Is there any shirts that say y'all neighborhood? So then you could print the shirts with your neighborhood on it and make a logo for it. And now that'll be the logo of your town. And now you put it on hats, beanies for the winter. You put it on a jacket and you put a million different colors, 2 different fonts. One's for the girl, one's for the guys. And you'll be the clothing line for it. How you think Nipsey started Crenshaw? You think that's like a logo? They made it. I just started your whole business. You could be a millionaire in 60 days. It's not even difficult. The problem is that people lack foresight to understand what they can do. You get what I'm saying? So on the same exact accord, there's a big music scene in Bermuda, right? So just make @Bermuda Music the new Instagram page and keep posting everybody for a year straight. Do it for free. Then as soon as you crack 10,000 followers, start charging 100 a post. You get paid 3 times a day, 300 a day, right? It's 2,100 a week. 2,100 a week is 8,400 a month. 8,400 times 12 is 96 something. It's $96,000 off an Instagram page. I'm just throwing ideas in the air. I didn't even go hard. So, I mean, shit like this is, and I'm just throwing them in the air. So, a Bermuda music page and your neighborhood's clothing line. And you didn't even have to leave your block.
You put a post on your page the other day, man. I felt was very powerful, and it's something that we find that is lacking, especially in a lot of the hoods, the communities where a lot of black men are into a lot of negative stuff. You posted a picture with your child on a Sunday, having a good walk, and with that Bob Marley music playing. Man, it really touched me because, you know, we don't really find a lot of men taking time out to want to really invest in their kids. And when you said what you said regarding having that time with your kid was more important than the acting, the singing, and everything, man. You know, just elaborate a little bit what you feel as far as when it comes to your kids. And some other guys start being more involved in their kids' life.
Nah, I think the more we invest in our children, the more we can change the next generation for the good. So if we tell our son, if we grab our child and teach them how to pray, teach them how to be a man, and that doesn't mean, oh, you gotta be wah yeah yeah. It's like, yo, it's okay to be in touch with your feelings, bro. But how you gonna do it? What you gonna deal with it? How you gonna deal with it? Are you gonna sulk and be a baby about it? Or are you gonna feel it and then fix it? Are you gonna be solution oriented? Are you gonna grow from it? So there's a lot of things that we need to do to just focus on the main thing. Like, we provide for our family. This is cool, the perks and all these things, but I told Punch today, I said, man, like, I feel like I'm a mole in the music industry because I'm not doing it for just myself. I'm doing it to uplift and have platforms where we can have conversations like this, where I can be like, yo, man, like, yeah, come to the show, but listen, for real, listen, like, you got to be a better father, bro. You got to go spend time with your children. You got to be cool to their mom, bro. You got to figure it out. You got to, you know, and then we have to be more selfless as men. You know, we get so caught up in what we have to do that we sometimes forget the importance of the little ones watching everything we do. They're taking everything you do. So I felt like my son was the perfect mirror to me. He held the mirror to my face because he said, okay, I caught myself saying, wow, all right, you need to level this. You need to learn how to be a little bit more compassionate. You need to have a little bit more empathy. Yo, you got to learn how to communicate better so you can get it. So I'm learning how to be a better man from just making sure I'm raising a good man. You know, and so the more we focus on that, the more we make sure that this is our sole purpose, the more we say, all right, yeah, Bermuda was fun, but yo, we got that bread, we got this. Okay, what can we bring back? What did I learn from that I can bring home to my child? You know, and so, yeah, just keep the main thing, man.
Music today, do you think that a lot of, I know a lot of times people make music only based off of where the surroundings is.
Yeah.
And it helps them to very much also get out of their environments and possibly make better choices. But do you feel a lot of music has also had a negative impact on affecting a lot of lives? Causing a lot of lives as well?
Man, that's a tough question, bro. I think that the same music that we consider bad changes the lives of a lot of people who are making the music too. And we don't see that perspective that like somebody from the hood who just does really well is now taking care of another 40 families with that same bread and that same money. So you have to, it's perspective, you know, and it depends. But as long as our people are winning and doing the right thing with it, you know, and I just hope that we're a little bit more cautious of what we're saying. We can be a little bit more cautious, but I'll never knock somebody who's changing the lives of other people, you know.
Relationship.
Huh?
What's your point to a relationship?
What do you mean?
Man, or sometimes we treat women. We degrade women at times.
Uh-huh.
What's your thought on that?
On degrade, don't do it. Don't degrade. What do you mean? I mean, yeah.
In the rap music, you certain music.
Yeah.
And what, I want to know what's your thought on how
Yeah.
you see.
I mean,
God gave us.
I mean, listen, bro. You know, when it comes, I can only control what I can control. You know, and you know, and so I know I can make music that uplift women, make women feel sexy, make women want to dance, make fellas want to grab their woman, and you know, so like, again, I can only control what I can control, and if I can be a light in this industry, then I'll just focus on that. You know what I mean?
So I think like a better question to see in a sense like, how old are you? 'Cause you got a child, correct?
Yeah.
So like, you play the position in power.
Yeah.
So now right now, like a lot of children in a sense will like kind of take to and almost believe in that to be like real life stories now.
Right.
So now, I heard how you was talking about like, you know, teaching your son this, teaching your son that.
Yeah.
That right there, but
Yeah.
how do you keep him from believing that that is true? And in a sense, like that's the reality of life, because there's a lot of children out there that really believe that like this rap music or this these TV series are realistic. Like that's how they should live. Like a lot of people want to be some big gangster, big killer, big this, big that, and they believe that that's how natural life is. So what would you say to like, well, how would you go?
What you want to say?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a simple thing, man. When it comes down to music with people, it's gonna sound like I'm doubling down at the same point. It's just about understanding it's bigger. You know, a lot of people, you know, they want to say rap isn't real. They want to say rap is real. It's real to an extent. You know what I mean? A lot of it is real. It might be not exact line for line, but a lot of it is real. But just because it is real doesn't mean to duplicate it. You get what I'm saying? I've been around rappers that are rapping the crime after they did it earlier in that day. I know people that are rapping about shootings that they've never touched a gun. I've seen both sides. So there's real, there's fake. The reality at hand is this. And this is the goal to take from it. It's not whether it's real or fake. It's just understanding that there's just more to it. And the same exact way, I think we need to look at music, especially rap music, a lot more like movies. Like, yo, it's a lot more entertainment than it is reality. And just a lot more. Of course, a movie is only entertaining when there's some part of it real. I kind of believe he could have jumped out that helicopter and made it. I kind of believe he saw the bullet coming and dodged. I kind of believe it. But if it's like, if the bullet starts swerving, you'd be like, this is stupid. You get me? So it's like, if it gets too far from the truth, it's not entertaining anymore. So someone has to make it authentic. So I think that the reality is for kids that's coming up is that it just needs kids and the adults around them to just show them, yo, it's just bigger than this song. Just because you enjoy the replay value of it doesn't mean that you turn into Rambo because you enjoy this character in the movie. Now let's just go shoot up crowds of people. It's equivalent to a movie. It's done for entertainment, and we should use it like entertainment. The real jewel, before we get out of here, is this. And it's all about just understanding that no matter what island, country, town that you're from, that life is bigger than what you think it is. And that's just it. And I could tell you really things, and I know most people won't, but if one kid is on this live and does it, even I guarantee y'all, if y'all Googled Bermuda, all the cities in Bermuda, y'all will probably find out about 3, 4 you've never heard of if you just Googled it and y'all live here your whole life. I know that I could do that in New York. I know I could do that in any state in America because they're huge. Where we could just Google all the cities and be like, what, where is this? And if you could just be like, oh shit, there's cities that I've not heard of in my own like area, then you already know that you don't know it all where you're from. Forget the next town over, the next state, the next country. That's once you believe that you don't know everything here, then you 100% know you don't know everything there. But you got to get out of your own arrogance. We got to stop, the street dudes that believe that they tough. I'm not going to say think that they tough, because people be tough. But everybody that believe that they tough, just understand that the value of being tough, the currency of it, doesn't equal what it used to equal.
And to piggyback
Yeah.
on my brother, like there's no value in a dead tough guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no value of like, yo, he was tough though. There's no value in that, man. So again, to just I guess sum it all up, in terms of manhood, let's be aware of how we handle our anger. That's big, man. Let's be aware of how we handle our anger. Let's be aware of how we communicate with people. Let's be aware of how we solve solutions, because we are the ones that solve solutions. We are the strongest. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So, and then also, let's how we handle our bread, how we handle our money. Let's put things in perspective. You don't got to shine for nobody else, man. Whatever makes you feel good, don't overdo it just to splurge on something that people don't really care about, or they most likely gonna be jealous that you got it. They're not even going. They might even hurt you for it, and then you got to be the dead tough guy. Who's gonna be the dead tough guy in this situation? You get what I'm saying? It don't matter. So again, man, like let's just hold ourselves accountable, and let's just make sure that we think before we react, man.
So before we close,
Yeah, brother.
I heard you say, and tell me if I'm hearing you right. Your upbringing, mom and dad,
Yeah.
has helped you today for how you treat your son.
Yeah.
That's important. I mean,
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of men that dropped the ball and left their sons
Uh huh.
to be brought up by just a woman.
Yeah.
So would you agree and your upbringing has helped you to stay on the straight and narrow path?
Yeah. I think, the best thing we can do as fathers is just be there. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing. Availability is the best thing, man. So, like, just seeing my dad, whether he did right or wrong, I'm able to say, I won't do that to my son. But I was able to have an example. Or I saw he did something amazing. I'm like, ooh, that's hard. Let me take that and add to mine. So we can learn if we're aware of it. So having my father there is very important. So now knowing that, especially in a generation like this, where it's toxicity everywhere with how Google and social media and the brain is being fried early. These kids are being exposed to so much early that is toxic, and they want to feel like they're friends. So they're looking to us for guidance, because our generation was the last generation that went outside at maybe 15, 16 years old, had to have social skills, had to go ride bikes. These kids are on their games early. So it's for us to just instill what it is to be able to speak, able to vibe, able to communicate, able to handle responsibility and move forward, man. So, yeah, it's very important.
Well, Bermuda, here we have a special edition that has been given to us with some guests who very much came and been a part of the Men's Talk and the Barbershop. You guys have touched base on a lot of stuff that, is very similar to what we're dealing with here in Bermuda. Just talking about guys, wanting to have stuff and dying over what they may have that others want to take from them. Seen a lot of friends, myself in Bermuda, the same way, having gold chains. Guy want to come take his chain from him. Next, he's defending himself and has lost his life just over a chain that he felt wanted to be tough. So Bermuda, we got a lot that we've learned from what took place today. We only ask that for anybody that's tuning in, that's listening, for anybody that's looking to also want to watch this here on Travis TNN Facebook page. It's a lot of content that we shared here that can help make some change in people's lives.
And one last thing, man. Shout out to Kendrick, man. Listen, tomorrow is about to be a crazy, crazy show. We're about to kill it, man. My brother's about to do 30 minutes before I even go on and kill it. So just understand that we about to bring the energy, and it's gonna be an incredible show, Snorkel Beach, man. So, yeah.
All right, yeah. Can't forget that Snorkel Park, Sound Concept, Elite Entertainment, help make it what is possible as well. Tomorrow night, people, you're going to get a vibe that you never experienced before. Punch, this man is full of so much different types of music. You're going to hear and see him on the tables doing his thing, and you're going to love it. So again, Bermuda, look forward to tomorrow night. Come out, come support, come show Punch and Rotini Bermuda love.
Well,
Address tonight.
That camera was that camera got
Yeah.